I'm Mark Noble, and this is the Academy of Football podcast.
Yo, this is the Academy of Football in claret and blue. Absolutely massive, they just ain't got a clue. But just watch how we move, we got it here, come and see. Yeah, stepping in clean. Irons.
Welcome back to the Academy of Football podcast. I'm Kev Slade, and tonight I have my guest Ryan Archer, who is absolutely no stranger to West Ham social media. He's a mainstay of West Ham Fan TV. And here he is.
I like that intro.
You like it, yeah?
Yeah, it was
I'm
good,
getting
mate.
better. I'm getting better, mate.
Good to see you,
Good
mate.
to see you, mate. Good to see you. It's been a
a
while, ain't it?
Yeah, it's been a long time, mate. But yeah, glad to see you. Glad to see you doing this again, mate.
Well,
You've been missed.
yeah, it's it was a difficult decision because I've got two young children now.
Yeah.
But I have missed it, mate. I have missed it. And I feel like I just really want to get my teeth stuck into talking about West Ham again, because I always chew my missus' ear off and she absolutely hates it. So
Yeah.
It's great to have you on, mate.
Nah, appreciate it, mate. Thanks.
I really want to talk about West Ham Fan TV because before we went on air, I actually said to you, has anyone ever asked you how West Ham Fan TV got started before? And you said, no, they haven't. So the floor is yours, mate. Talk to me about
Yeah,
it.
it's a mad one. Do you know what? It originally started in a cafe in Wickford. Do you know Wickford at all?
Essex, yeah.
Yeah, do you know the big cafe near the station on the corner?
Is that where, is there a roundabout there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So that's where it all started. So me, Nicky, Graham and Scott had a meeting there, and then we just thought, right, we're going to do the post-match pint show. Just going to do that. And then, yeah, we... I don't even think fan cams were sort of mentioned at first. I think it was just post-match pint. So we had that idea, and it was so funny when you look back at the old videos now, because I remember we the first one we ever done, I think it was Tottenham away when we lost.
Typical.
Yeah. So we done that, but we had like a whiteboard and we had everything written down, what we had to talk about. And it was all, we had a dictaphone balancing on a pint glass. The camera was like the dodgiest camera you've ever seen. But do you know, when I look back at them days, they were good days, man. I enjoyed them. And yeah, then we started doing fan cams outside. We started at the season, the season before the last at the Bowling, so that would have been 2014-15 season.
Kieti Sacco season.
Yeah, so Big Sam was still in charge. And I remember when me and Nicky first done fan cams and trying to stop West Ham fans and ask them for an interview, because it weren't really a thing at the time. You had Arsenal Fan TV, obviously, but there weren't many people doing it at West Ham. I don't think there was anyone doing it at West Ham. And all of a sudden, you're trying to stop blokes. You're like, all right, mate, do you want to talk about it? Go, fuck off. You know what West Ham fans are like.
Didn't we draw that game? We went 2-0 up, didn't we? And they got a penalty in the last minute and Kane scored.
Yeah.
And then when we all come piling out, they was acting like they won the fucking World Cup.
Yeah, I think that was a Tottenham game. But the first one we done, fan cams at home, I think it was Sunderland at home. I'm sure it was Sunderland. And I think we drew 1-1 or something like that. And yeah, doing fan cams. And then it just built on from there. And then like the last season at Bowling was the best season for us, because it was the best season West Ham had for ages. You know, you got to think that start of that season, we won at Arsenal on the opening day.
I remember that video. There was like a riot outside.
Man City away, Liverpool away. You know, so we had 3 massive away wins. And then like, yeah, it just got more popular and it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good.
One of my earliest memories of West Ham Fan TV was when we qualified for Europe through the Fair Play League. Right, and who was the first game? I can't remember who it was now that we played at home. And there was a real buzz around it. And I remember watching the video afterwards, one of my earliest memories of West Ham Fan TV. And you had a banner up in that pub.
Yeah.
Do you know used to recording, and it fell down. Yeah, that's my earliest memory.
I think I've still got that banner. And do you know what, right? Because it had post-match pint on it. I remember we got in Europe and I printed off like on an A4 bit of paper and wrote Europe on it and stuck it on it, you know?
Yeah.
No cost at West Ham Fan TV, mate. You know, we went for it. A bit of paper on a banner.
Well, it was a bit like the Betway sponsor, wasn't it? You know what I mean? When we covered up the Alpari, it looked like an A4 piece of paper with Betway written on it. But you've been going for 10 years now. That's a long time, ain't it? A decade of West Ham Fan TV.
Yeah,
and you're just building and building and building.
Yeah, it's a big chunk of your life. You know, it took up all my 30s, really, doing that. You know, going up and down the country, you know, filming outside grounds. And sometimes you'll go to these grounds and, you know, you might only get 1 or 2 fan cams. You've been standing there pissing down the rain. But Yeah, no, look, I've got some great memories doing this channel. Still have. I mean, we're still doing it now. You know, the opportunities it's given me personally to interview ex-players and meet loads of people, meet not only ex-players and celebrities, but for other fans like yourself. You know, we get to know each other, and it's yeah.
I think doing West Ham social media as well, it's a community within itself. So when you grow up going to West Ham, you get to know the people that sit around you. You get to know the people on the stalls, people at the market, like Queen's Market. You get to know everyone around you. But when you are involved with West Ham social media, and we've known each other for quite a long time now. We don't see each other often.
No.
But when you come through the door, I was like, fucking hell, hello, mate. How's it going? Good to see you. And we share a mutual love, which is talking about West Ham. It could be draining at times. But as I said, mate, it is blinding to have that connection with people like yourselves. And listen, mate, I've been a fan of West Ham Fan TV for a very long time. I'm no stranger to that. I've said it to you many, many times.
Yeah.
And listen, mate, it's one of the best ones out there, I think.
Yeah, but it's the same goes for you, mate. I remember like back in the day, I remember watching your interviews you've done like with Sex, Drugs and Colton Cole. I remember the Bobby Zamora one, you know, the Jimmy Walker one.
I mentioned that to him when I saw him last, Bobby Zamora. He went, fucking, was that you, was it?
Yeah, I see him. He was I was at an event with him the other week. What a character he is.
Yeah, he's blinding, Bob. Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. West Ham social media, you get to meet so many people. And I've made good friends. You know, you do come get some arseholes, as you know. Yeah. But that's part of social media. And when you put yourself like in front of a camera and you put your opinions out there, you are going to get a bit of people are going to like you, people are going to hate you. That's just the way life is.
I think that there's an old saying that I always liked when I was a lot younger is acceptance is the death of the ego. Now, when I started doing this many years ago, I struggled being in front of camera. I absolutely hated it. So if you do remember those old interviews from back in the day, it was literally just the guest or the personality with captions, with the questions, because I really, really struggled with it. But now I'm in my 40s, I'm like, fuck it, let's give it another go. Yeah. So here we are.
No, look, I've been doing this 10 years now, and I still get nervous sometimes doing things. You know, lately we've been doing some events, you know, which once the night starts, I'm all right, but the build up to it, I'm fucking nervous because all I want is it to go well. You know, I just want everything to be perfect. I want everyone, the guests, to be happy and have a good time. I want the people that pay their money to come and see the event to have a good time. So it does worry. And I used to be one of these people, like, especially when you do YouTube and you get the negative comments, you know, you could have 99 unbelievable comments, but then you get one, and that one sticks
one
with you.
Dickhead. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you get one dickhead, and that's the one that plays on your mind, and that's the one you concentrate on. But then someone told me before, if you went to a party of 100 people, there's 99 people in one room having a good time and one arsehole not. What room would you rather be in? The 99. So now, when I think of it, I don't even look at that one comment. I'll just concentrate on the positives. So that's the way I look at it now.
How are the events going then? Because you've got one coming up with Sir Trev.
Yeah, really good. So the bloke at the Brewdog, Errol, he got in contact with us a couple of years ago and just asked us to do a night there. I think our first night was James Collins, and it was a night when West Ham were playing in Europe. We was away and we won. So everyone was in a good mood.
He's a character.
Yeah, so we've had Ginge, Kevin Nolan, Colton Cole, Dean Ashton, Conch, Jimmy Walker. Who else we had? I'm missing someone now. Tony Cotty. But yeah, we've got Trevor Brooking coming up. And for me, that's like, when we started doing these events, I thought, if there's one person I want to interview in my life, is Trevor Brooking. So looking forward to that. It'll be a good night.
2 FA Cups as well, as we've got one sitting over there. Hopefully we'll have our name on that in May. We were saying that earlier. But let's talk about the season then, because as I said, I'm a big fan of West Ham Fan TV, and I watch it a lot after every game. And I really love listening to your opinions. So Monday night, how did you see that going before kickoff? Honestly, I thought Brentford would go full strength because they're safe in the league. They're doing well. We made 7 changes. I was a bit worried with that. I was thinking, I could see Brentford beating us. But the way we started and the way we played, you know, Nuno sort of won me over a bit because I wasn't a big fan of him at first. Yeah,
but I'm
too.
starting to see now what he's trying to put his stamp on his team. And you can see the way the last 6 or 7 weeks, you know, like when we signed Jesse Lingard, it's one player changed everything. I think this Disassi as being our Jesse Lingard, even though it's a totally different position. He's a defender. But I think him coming in as sort of, he's made us a lot stronger at the back.
Well, he's a winner as well, wasn't he? Because he's come from Chelsea. And to tell you the truth, I was quite vocal on social media before he actually signed, because you know what social media is like. It's like a cesspit.
Yeah.
Everyone was writing him off before he even pulled on a West Ham shirt. And I made the point of saying, I learnt my lesson from Craig Dawson.
Yep.
Everyone wrote him off, and he ended up being one of our best signings in recent history. I saw people slagging off Kurt Zouma before he even put on a West Ham shirt.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And Disasi's come in, and I was like, I hate to say it, but I told you so.
Yeah,
he's been a colossus for us.
we had the same on our channel, and I think Dan even said the other night, he held his hands up and he said, you know what, I was wrong about him. I think a lot of people do that now. They sort of judge a player because he's not in playing for Chelsea or he's not starting. You know, they're judging him. But sometimes a player suits a certain club, and he's come in, he's played alongside Mavropanos and Tadibo at times, and he's looked solid. So, yeah, we do that. Craig Dawson, as you said, mate, a lot of people,
mate.
but when he left the club, they was upset, and he'd give us some big moments. But yeah, this is the thing. Like back in the day when we used to go up Upton Park, you know, you'd lose a game of football, you'd walk home, you'd talk to your mates about it, and that's it. It's over. When you got a bit older, you'd go in the bowling after, you'd moan, you're fine, we've lost that game. Over. Now it don't. It's just constant. It's on social media all night, the next day, and it just carries on and on and on. And that's the downside to social media for me.
Well, it goes right into the middle of the following week as well. So you don't really have time to sort of recover from a loss or from news when a player gets an injury or something like that. So that is the downside to social media. But what I do want to talk about is the running of the club at the minute. The news came out about the financial side of things. I hold my hands up. I don't understand too much about the financial side of things. News has come out again that Disasi wants to stay if we stay up, but apparently there's absolutely no money to spend at all.
I'm the same, mate. I mean, we done a show the other week about the finance. I ain't got a clue when it comes to the finances. I'll be honest. Like, you know, I think most football clubs sort of run at a loss, don't they? And yeah, it's a shame because if we do stay up, you know, with what we've got at the moment to build on that, I think we could have a really good season next year. But someone like Disasi, the way he's been playing, other teams will look at that and they'll go and snap him up. And then, it's worrying because if we haven't got money to spend, we'll just be in another relegation battle next season. Yeah,
I mean, the trouble is I'm really trying my hardest to be positive because we've really turned the corner.
Yeah.
5 or 6 weeks ago, we were 13 points behind Tottenham.
Yeah.
And now we're fucking 1 point behind them. Do you know what I mean? We're level on points with Forest. Like, if we get a win and Forest lose or draw, we're out of that relegation zone. So when it comes to the following season, because when the news came out about the finances, I was getting bombarded with messages. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. Apparently, we have to sell most of our squad just to bring the books back level. Now, what I will say about the current ownership is since they've taken over, that's what they've been good at, is balancing the books. So what the fuck has gone wrong? Like, what has gone wrong?
I don't know, especially when you think the success we've had over the last few years, like obviously with a lot of European football and it's mad. You know, I don't really understand how it has gone like that. And it is worrying times because you don't know what the future of the football club is going to be, you know, especially if we go down. You know, some people say, I want to be in the Championship. If we drop to the Championship, I think it'll kill this football club.
We'd do really leagues. We'd drop down the leagues.
Yeah,
I think.
We'll drop down. The stadium will be half empty. You'll get maybe 25, maybe 30,000 hardcore over there who probably would prefer it, to be honest. But I just don't. We need to stay up.
Yeah,
we do need to stay up. And yeah, we need, obviously, everyone's faults on the owners. We need someone, hopefully, to come in, buy this football club, because we know it's a sleeping giant. You know, people laugh at us when we say that, but you've only got to look back the other year when we won that Conference League. You know, within 24 hours notice, there's how many thousands in the street?
Yeah, 80,000, I think it was.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because we were talking about this with Joseph J. Jones a few weeks ago, and I was in Prague, I was at the game, and when they announced that they was doing the parade the following day, everyone at the airport was pissed off because we weren't going to make it. But Joseph said he was there and there was like 80,000 on the streets. Now, we've got a massive fan base, West Ham, and we've always said it, we're the most loyal fan base in football. Rain, sleet or snow, Championship, League One, League Two, we're going to be there. But I think this time's a little bit different. I am trying to be positive. If we do go down, I do think that's going to be the end of us. I really do.
When we've been down before, we've always had Upton Park, haven't we? We've always had that, we can bounce back. I don't see it. I really don't. I agree. I think we'd probably go down to League One before we come back up to the Premier League. But look, I hope we don't go like that. I want to be positive because it's been such a good, the last 6 or 7 weeks, I've seen the improvement. And with the FA Cup as well, why not? Why can't we win the FA Cup? We've got Leeds at home, which is a winnable game. You're in the semi-final then again at Wembley. It don't matter if you draw. You just go for it, which I still don't agree with semi-finals being at Wembley. I hate it.
Yeah, no, I do. It takes the magic away from it.
The whole point is getting to Wembley and playing in the final. Wembley must be bought and paid for now. Put them back at Villa Park. Put them back at Old Trafford and
put them at the Olympic Stadium because it's a neutral ground for us as well, isn't it? I suppose so. Yeah. But no, why not? Why can't we win? And what a season that would be. We stay up, win the FA Cup, Tottenham go down. Well, perfect. It's been 10 years since we was last in a quarter final, and that was against Man United, and we lost the replay. That just feels like an absolute lifetime ago now. Yeah, absolute lifetime ago. So I am hoping and I am praying that we beat Leeds and get to a semi-final, and hopefully have a bit of silverware. If we go down, I'll tell you what. Let's play devil's advocate. Are you taking the FA Cup if we go down? What would you rather, FA Cup or what would you rather?
Oh, I'm an old romantic.
No FA Cup and stay up, or FA Cup and go down?
Do you know what? I've always wanted to see us lift that trophy in my lifetime, so I know I said it, relegation would kill the club, but I'd go down with an FA Cup.
I think I would as well. Yeah, I would.
It's a beautiful trophy in it, and the history behind it. And when you think of the players that we've watched lift it, Billy Bonds, and all the players on the pitch lifting it, and it's mad. I'd love to see us win that just at Wembley. And then the thing is as well, you think it's 20 years this year since we was last in the FA Cup final against Liverpool. We avoided Liverpool in the draw. Who knows? Go back to Wembley. Played. I know it was at Cardiff last time, but get them at Wembley, get revenge.
Because all the boys from that team, they still talk about it like it was yesterday. Yeah. Like Paul Konchesky as well. I spoke to him about it not long ago, and he was like, "It feels like yesterday, that FA Cup final, and it still hurts."
It does, yeah. They put it on. I was watching something the other day, and they started showing the highlights of that game, and I turned it off. Can't watch it. Can't watch it.
Yeah, it was it was heartbreaking. I was talking to Ricky Raymond about it on his episode. And I want to get your opinion on this, actually. I don't want to keep on going back like 20 years. But I'm probably in the minority that doesn't blame Scaloni for that. I'm probably in the minority because it's the 90th minute.
Yeah.
Right? You're about to lift the trophy. He boots the ball upfield, but there's still a lot more to do. So the ball gets put back in the box. I think it's Anton that heads it back out, and then up pops Gerrard.
Are you saying Rio Coca should have closed him down sooner?
Potentially, yeah.
No, I get that, but yeah, I mean, if that was Thomas Repka, that's going in the stands, isn't it? I mean, look, I've like yourself, you spoke to ex-players about that final, and they'll all tell you that Scaloni was a lovely bloke. He was really upset, but I don't think he was as upset as us. And it fell to the one player on the pitch who was probably the best midfielder in the world at the time, Steven Gerrard. Everything he hit went in. So, Jimmy Walker still thinks he tips that round the post.
I know.
He said he should have been in goal that day.
I'm not too sure. I love Jimmy. I really do. I love you, Jim. But I'm not too sure. Xhaka played for a reason, didn't he? Yeah. So, but yeah, we can all but dream. She's sitting there. So hopefully, mate, me and you will be snogging that in, mate.
Oh, mate. But just quickly, going back to the Brentford game the other night, the penalties. Did you see the penalties?
Oh, fucking unbelievable.
Do you know what? All
mate.
5 penalties were Julian Dix was my hero.
Reminded me of Dixie.
Yeah, and that was what I loved. And Mavropanos as well. It was
all 5 top bins.
All 5, yeah. Jared Bowen, the way he whipped it in, like Tatty, the confidence. What about the what's his name? The Brentford player.
I like Souček's pen.
Yeah.
Because when he stepped up, I thought, even Mavropanos as well, I thought, fucking hell, I'm not too sure about this. But they all surprised me because prior to that, Paquetá was our penalty taker.
Yeah.
And I always used to think to myself, fucking hell, can't anyone else take a penalty here? Because it was always Noble, wasn't it? So, but yeah, I did see that penalty, yeah.
He was on Instagram, wasn't he, old Paquetá, watching the game. Yeah. Mixed reviews, really.
Yeah, I've spoken about this quite a lot and I was very, very vocal about it. But I think that's yesterday's news now because we've moved on and we're winning games. And
Definitely, yeah. Maybe he was the dark cloud in the dressing room that was dividing people. And because it's no surprise that since he's gone, we've been playing a lot better, and someone like Somerville now is like our main man. He's freed up a bit and he looks a lot better. So, but look, Paquetá wanted to go home for it. He could have gone to probably a lot of top clubs in Europe, made the decision for his family. He wanted to go back to Brazil. Fair play. Family comes first.
I mean, when you've got a player like Paquetá at your club, it's a bit similar to when we had Payet. Again, I've said this so many times, getting bored of hearing my own voice, but you want everything to go through that player.
Yeah.
So all the players around him don't really have a time to shine. So now he's gone. Everyone says Somerville's our main man. I still think it's Bowen.
Yeah.
All right, he's had a few stinkers recently, but Somerville's our main man. The shackles are off, mate. And he's now injured for, it's the Villa game. And who are we playing? Man City. Man City and Villa. How do you think that's going to go without him in the team?
Well, Man City at home is going to be difficult. We know that. It's always difficult.
Winnable, though.
Yeah, it's winnable, especially when you see what Nottingham Forest done the other week when they went to the Etihad and give them a game. And we've seen it before. If we give them a game, we can get a result. But I don't know, losing Summerfield's, it's a big loss, but we just have to find another way.
He's a scary player, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
His pace is fucking scary, mate.
Yeah. No, we just have to find another way of beating them. You know, sometimes you lose key players during the season, and we've been quite lucky. Like, when you think with Somerville, he was out for a long time last season, wasn't he? And then, like, he hasn't really picked up many injuries since he's been back. So he's found a bit of good form. But yeah, as you said, Bowen, he's still a main man. You got Fernandez as well, who's been brilliant this season.
He's been unbelievable, Fernandez.
You know, Callum Wilson can come in and do a job. So there are other players. We can give City a game and get a result. And even if we get a point against them on Saturday, it'll be a massive boost.
Yeah.
Massive boost.
Callum Wilson, do you think it's good business or not? Year extension on his contract?
Yeah, I think they're probably planning for whatever division we're in, because I think if we go down the Championship, he's good to have. And I think if we're still in the Premier League next season, he's good backup again. Seems to be enjoying his time now. You know, he's surprised. He's another one no one really wanted. Thought he was just coming for the money. You know, weren't going to give a shit really. But you see his reaction when he scores. Like, he wants to play, he wants to score goals. He's a striker.
He's a goal scorer, mate. Yeah, and that. You know, we've had players like Scamacca and other players that we signed for big money, Haller. We didn't really know much about them, even though Scamacca at the time was one of the hottest properties in Europe. When we signed Callum Wilson, I'd say my only negative sort of response to that was his age and maybe his injury record. But it's a bit like Antonio, because remember, he was getting injured, and they changed something in his diet, and all of a sudden he was like a fucking steam train.
Well, I don't think Callum Wilson's been injured once this season, has he? So, and the thing, listen, when he scored that goal at Tottenham away, you know, he's always going to be an hero.
Well, cemented now in West Ham's history, in my opinion. So, I do want to move on to the treatment of the fans at the moment. Again, I'm going to try and keep this as positive as possible, but we've seen the bans with certain fans holding the banners up. You went through something similar, didn't you? Not too long ago. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, of course. Of course, mate. You know, so it was a couple of seasons ago. I think it was about in the October, November time when we played Newcastle at home when Kudus scored his first goal. So there was an incident there with a couple of Newcastle fans outside the ground. Basically attacked me. I defended myself. You know, West Ham fan grabbed me from behind, took me through the turnstiles and said, look, leave it, you know. So I walked in. I thought that was the end of it.
What did security do?
Nothing.
Because it's swarming with security around those turnstiles.
Yeah,
Because you was an F, weren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
See, I'm in G. And that bit there is when you just get over that bridge. You just get over the bridge, you go through the security there, and then you go round to the right. That's where G is.
Yeah.
And that is always swarming with security.
So there was no sort of security there. The incident happened. I've done what any normal human being would do when you're getting attacked. You defend yourself.
Yeah.
It's natural, you know. I've gone in the turnstile, got myself a beer, laughed it off basically. Didn't think nothing of it. Next game, it might have been the game after. I think we had Arsenal at home in the Cup. And I think it was Everton at home in the league. A steward approached me. I was in my seat at half time. Steward approached me. He said, can we have a word with you downstairs? I said, yeah, of course you can. No problem. Went down there. There was about 5 or 6 old Bill. They said, look, there was an incident the previous game. You've been spotted on camera. They've asked you to leave the stadium. I said, okay, no worries. They took my details. They said someone would be in contact. A couple of days later, I got a phone call from someone from the police station, Romford police station. They said, do you mind coming down for a voluntary interview? So I went down there on my own. You know, I've never been arrested before. I didn't know. You know, I didn't even think to take a lawyer or whatever they're called, solicitor with me or anything. Went in there, told them what happened. They said, okay, no worries. It might not go any further, but we'll be in contact. About a week later, I got a letter through the door. I've been charged.
From the club?
No, from the police. Been charged. And I've been banned, basically. So I appealed it, and they said, no, because it's under police investigation, your season ticket suspended. I said, right. And then it went on. I think my court case was in... I'll tell you, my court case was the day before we played Leverkusen at home in the quarterfinal of the Europa League. So I'm nervous going, but I'm thinking, I know I'm not guilty. I always, that's why, because when they said, they thought I was going to plead guilty. And when I pleaded not guilty, they changed the charge to try to get me on something. So I went to court. And the judge basically laughed it off because, as I said to you before we started, when we got the footage, one thing as well, my solicitor asked for CCTV footage from around that area. And the London Stadium said, we haven't got it. It doesn't go back that far. Now I'm thinking, for one, they're going to have the footage because there's about 6 or 7 cameras pointing at that area. They said that they didn't see me on camera. So the night before, I went to the London Stadium. I've still got the photos on my phone now. I took photos of about 6 or 7 different cameras, sent it to my solicitor. He sent it to the London Stadium. The next morning, we had all the footage. We had the footage of me standing on my own on my phone and the 2 people coming over to me. Then I went to court. They showed footage of the Newcastle fan who, after I went in the turnstiles, had a fight with another 5 or 6 people in the crowd. Then we got the police body cam footage where he was spitting at them, threatening them, attacked one of them, and the judge went to the policeman. So Mr. Archer's standing here and he hasn't even done anything. What have you done to the Newcastle fan? And they went, nothing.
Why though?
Fuck knows.
With all of that evidence.
Yeah, all that evidence. And that's when the judge basically turned around. I didn't even have to stand up and give evidence. I didn't even get to say anything. I just sat in court. My solicitor turned around. He looked at me. He went, "We've got this." Like they knew they was in the wrong. So the next day, I just thought, that's it now. I'm done. I'm got no ban. I can go back to West Ham. Got a ticket for the quarter final. Leverkusen, went to the game. Fucking enjoyed it. Felt good to be back. Spoke to the club the next day and said, look, can I have my season ticket back? Because I think there was about 5 or 6 home games left of the season. They said, no, you're still banned. I said, why? I'm not guilty. They went, yeah, but we're still banned. I said, oh, so you're above the law. You're above the courts. I said, I'm not guilty. And then basically found out that my season ticket, they've been selling the tickets. So even though I've paid for that seat for the season, they've been selling it. So yeah, I just said, you know what?
Was this was without the ticket exchange?
Yeah.
So they literally sold your ticket without your consent?
Yeah, there was people sitting in my seat every game. And because obviously Nicky used to sit near me. So, and he'd say there's people in your seat. So yeah, then they said to me, you can have your season ticket back next season. You can renew it. I said, okay. I'm not paying for it. They went, why not? I said, well, because you've basically taken my money. I've only seen, I think it was 4 or 5 home games that season, and you banned me for no reason.
They're not reimburse you the money?
Nothing.
Or give you club cash? Or
I lost my loyalty points. I had the highest loyalty points you could get, obviously going to home and away in Europe for years. I lost everything. They didn't give me it back. And the next season, you know yourself, when you're banned, you have to go back and sign a form. I turned up there and they said to me, I'll be there for 12 o'clock. So I got to London Stadium about 11:30. About 11:45, I sent them an email. That's how they was communicating with me. It was email. I said, look, I'm here. Just to let you know I'm here. They went, yeah, no worries. We'll be down in 5 minutes. Half hour later, no one. So I emailed them again. They said, oh, our meeting's overrun. So, all right. Eventually they turned up. Two people from the club, youngsters, turned up. This is how unprofessional they are. They come out with a form, didn't bother taking me into an office or explaining what this form was. They literally lent it on a green wheelie bin and said, can you sign this? I was like, sign what? Like, what am I actually signing? And then they explained to me, and I said to him, I mean, I said to him, like, can't you take me into an office? And like, I said, because this is unprofessional. I said, and leaning on a wheelie bin, like, and then so I signed it because I thought.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I read it. Yeah, I read it all. Signed it. I was happy with it. I understand why they do it. It's fair enough. But yeah, when they contacted me about renewing my season ticket, I basically told them to shove it.
Yeah.
Because I said, you've taken all my loyalty points off me. I said, what's the point of me having a season ticket now? I can go when I want. I said, the only reason I had my season ticket was for the away games, the loyalty points.
Well, because they're better, aren't they?
Yeah, you've taken that off me. And I didn't deserve it. And they treated me like shit. And like I said to you, the way it affects you when you have something that you love taken away from you, especially when you're in the right, it's hard.
It's important to you, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Well, I see most of the people I see over West Ham were like just through going through football, because everyone lives in different areas. Everyone lives in different parts of the country, and you meet up on a Saturday or wherever. And to have that taken away from you, and as I said to you, I had a job lined up to work at the Fan Zone full time, in doing events and on non-match day events as well. I left my job to start this. I was there 2 weeks. This incident happened. Couldn't obviously go forward with it. So I was out of work. It affected me. I weren't seeing people. It affected not so much my marriage, because I got a good wife and we got on, but I'm out of work. She's the only one bringing money in, so I've got that pressure now of trying to find a job, which, when you're out of work, it's always hard to find a job. It's easier to find one when you're in a job.
It's an ego thing as well, like being males as well.
Course,
do you know what I mean?
Course,
it really dents your pride and your ego.
Of course, mate. And I'm always someone like, look, I'm like probably most men. You don't open up, do you? You don't, and you pretend everything's all right. But yeah, there was dark days like where I felt like shit. Like I felt worthless, and it is an ego thing. And and as I said, like you find out who your mates are when you go through the dark times. People you think should be there for you are not, and then you'll get people that you haven't spoke to hear about your situation, and they want to be there for you. I remember once when me and my mate met up down the pub. He knew I was going through a shit time. I won't say his name so I won't embarrass him, but
yeah, of course.
we met down the pub, and we've known each other since we was kids, and we didn't see each other for years, but we end up, when I moved to where I live now, we end up living in the same area. So now we meet up all the time. Went down the pub to watch a West Ham game, funny enough. I think it was when we played Liverpool away in the Cup. And
what a way to cheer yourself up.
Yeah, I know, mate, I know. But it was just nice being out and having a beer. And I remember him coming in. I never asked anyone for anything. I never asked for money. I'm one of these people that if I'm struck, I'll just keep it like I won't say anything. I remember him coming in to me, and he just give me, he come up to me, he went, yeah, I'll take that. And he give me a bit of money. And I didn't take it because I thought no, but that I weren't expecting it.
It's a gesture.
It's a gesture. And that's one of the things I'll never forget. And I've always said to him, I said, anything you ever need from me, mate, honestly, I'll do anything for you, because I'll never forget that moment. As I said, there was a lot of people that went missing, never heard from them, and as I said, that's when you realise, who your true friends are. But look, I've got good people around me. I've got good family around me. As I said, got a good wife, supporting wife, got a daughter, good parents, good family. So I looked at them and it was. But look, you go through these things in life, but you come out of it stronger, because I was obsessed with not missing West Ham. I never missed a home game for years.
Yeah.
Even during COVID, I know everyone couldn't go, but it pissed me off that I couldn't go, because I was so addicted to going to West Ham. And when I got banned, it made me realise, it was hard at first, because I was thinking, oh, should I go there and try to sneak in? I'm thinking, no, I'll just make things worse. I don't want to get arrested or whatever. And then when you're not going, you do realise there's more to life than West Ham. And I enjoy going more now when I want to go. And it's hard, because obviously we do the channel and
it's your choice.
Yeah, I haven't been there obviously for a long time, and obviously Nicky's there, he does the fan cams, and Scott goes. And I do miss that. I do miss standing outside the stadiums and that. But yeah, it's just one of them things, mate. It's part of life, and it made me stronger in a way. It made me realise how strong I am as a person.
No, I'm pleased to hear that, mate. But as you know, I went through something similar in 2017-18, that season. There was an incident that happened online with a reputable journalist, should we say. I'm not going to say who it is. You know exactly who it is. And something happened there, and it just spun out of control. It just got totally out of control. I was totally innocent, but I was going through some stuff in my personal life at the time, so I was like a dog with a bone. I was just going back at him. West Ham weren't doing too well at the time as well, which obviously added to the stress of it all. But I actually got a phone call from someone at the club, and again, I'm not going to say who it is, but they rang up and I was like, hello. I was like, oh, is that Kevin Slade? Yeah. Hi, this is such and such from West Ham. Are you available to come for a meeting? So I was like, thought it was one of my mates. I was like, fuck off. You're having a fucking laugh. Are you winding me up? So I was like, no, this is serious. Like, you need to come for a meeting because of the incident that happened on Twitter, which is now known as X. So I said, you fucking winding me up. Shut up. I was like, no, this is serious. So I said, all right. I said, so if this is serious, I said, read me back my client reference number. So when he read me that number, my number, mate, my heart fucking dropped, and I was like, fucking hell, this is serious. So anyway, explained to me the situation of the process of what they was going to do. Another organisation got involved. Again, I'm not going to say who it is. And the representative from the club said, right, we need to be seen as acting on this matter. So unfortunately, we're going to have to give you a ban. Right, so my whole world is like crumbling by this time now, because I've been a season ticket holder for 34 years, right? Do you know what I mean? And it's always been my thing to go with my dad. I meet up with my mates before the game. I go to the game with my dad. We have a great time, because I've always done it since I was 8 years old. And I meet up with mates after the game, whatever. We all go home. So I called someone that I know really well from the club, and I said, do you think you can sort this out for me? And they said, yep, don't worry. Like, I'm on your side. Like, I know it wasn't you, because this has happened with a few other fans. You was one of them as well. Don't worry, I'll see what I can do. So I then got a letter from the club saying I got a 6-game ban. So this is before you had it on your phones. So I had the card. I still had the card with the Billy Bonds on the front, right? And my card was blocked. So I went to the game. I can't remember who it was against now. And it was a beep, red light. Spoke to the steward. I said, I've got a problem with my season ticket card. Like, can you let me through the, not the disabled bit. It was, like where the over sixes and all that go. And he said, what's wrong with your card? I said, I don't know. I said, it's just not working. Radioed through. No, you can't let that supporter in. So I've had to go home at this point. Next game was at Crystal Palace away, because I saw you there, didn't I? I saw you there in the concourse. I couldn't apply for my ticket for that game under my own name. Thankfully, I managed to get a ticket through someone else, and I went to the game. And the whole time I was there, right, I just didn't want to be there, mate. I just didn't want to be there. And I've never felt so dejected and so in my whole life going to West Ham. I can't even remember what the score was, but I remember seeing you there, and we made eye contact, and I think I just sort of nodded at you or whatever.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple of others there that I knew, and I was like, "You want a drink, Kev?" And I was just, mate, I just kept myself to myself, went into a shell, missed the 6 games, and after that, I just couldn't be bothered, mate. I just could not be bothered.
It's funny
anymore.
because I remember the same when I went back to, I can't remember what, I think it was when we played Arsenal at home.
Don't feel the same anymore, does it?
No, was it Arsenal? It was someone we played at home, and I remember Nicky picking me up, and we're driving to the ground, London Stadium. I was fine, having a laugh. We was chatting. As soon as we got to Westfield car park, I got into the area. I felt like I was having like a panic attack. Like I didn't want to be
anxious.
here. I was anxious. Like you walk past every policeman, you think they're looking at you. You walk past every steward, you think they're looking at you, even though you're not. You're not guilty. You ain't done nothing wrong. You're still panicking. It changes. Like I think it's. Yeah, I mean, look, I've seen. Do you know what? Right, and it amazes me that how I see some people walk around them ground who I know have done a lot worse, and yet you get me who's never been in trouble, never been chucked out of a stadium before, and the way they treated me, I'll never forget it. And there's like, I love this football club more than anything, but I did lose a little bit of love, not for the team, but for the club with the way I was treated. Yeah,
because again, I don't want to keep on going back to Upton Park. Like I miss it. I'm still on an Upton Park hangover, mate, because that's all I knew growing up really with West Ham. But the difference between being there and being here is West Ham felt like a proper family club. Yeah. Like when you was at the bowling ground, you knew all the stewards, you knew everyone that worked there, and you always felt that they would always have your back. You felt a part of something. When I received my ban in 2018, I just felt like I weren't a part of anything anymore. Yeah. Like I say, the scenario that will always haunt me is when I was at Palace away. And I remember just looking around and everyone's buzzing, everyone's really having a laugh as they do in a concourse. And literally, mate, I just felt like a absolute shadow of myself because I thought, does that steward know that I'm banned? Does this one know that I'm banned? There's a steward there that I know really well. And I spoke to her. And she said, "Don't worry, like, go on, just slip in there. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you're not here on your name or whatever." And after that, mate, I spoke to my dad about it, and I said, "I don't know if I'm going to renew my season ticket." I did renew it, purely because I go with my dad, and that's my thing. Do you know what I mean? And he's had quite a few health issues in the past, and I didn't want that to end on that note. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, thankfully, he's still here, but. Yeah, I renewed, but after that, mate, it just didn't feel the same to me anymore. It really, really didn't. The whole social side of it stopped for me. I had to force myself to go, and I just don't feel like the club has got our backs. I really, really don't.
Yeah,
mate.
No, I agree, mate. I agree, and it's nice to talk to like someone who's been through the same situation because. Yeah, it does.
People laugh at it, mate. Oh, it's only football. It's only a game. Yeah. 34 years, mate. That's a fucking massive chunk of my life. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is as well, and I know people laugh at this now, but obviously when we first moved to that London Stadium, we was involved in meetings to try to help that.
Well, we were
club.
there.
You know what I mean? We was there to try to, and I know people say, about beer shelves and shit like that, but you've seen the improvements over the years because you go back to that first ever game at London Stadium and then look at it now.
Diabolical,
it's a lot more West Ham now and looks a lot more West Ham than it did back then. And, when you think that you've sat in the meetings with Brady and you've tried to help this football club, and yet the first opportunity they had to ban you, they won't even listen to me.
She don't give a fuck, mate.
Nah.
She don't give a fuck about us.
They wouldn't.
She don't give a fuck about the club.
Nah,
she don't care.
Yeah, they wouldn't even listen to me. But look, that's been and gone now. I've had... They ring me up asking me to renew my season ticket. I say no, I don't want to. I don't want my season ticket. I'll go now when I want to go, and I enjoy it more. Yeah. I went the other week to the Bournemouth game at home. Met up with a couple of people before the game. Few drinks. My wife come with me. We met up. Went to the game. Watched the game. Went back to the pub after. One of the best times I've had in a long time at West Ham. Didn't care about the result.
Yeah.
It was all about the social side of it.
Yeah, you've selected when you want to go as well. It doesn't feel like a chore because I've got to be honest, even though we've turned things around and we're doing quite well at the moment and I am really enjoying it again. I mean, this is the thing. when we was at the bowling ground, it's like what you said when you said, I would never miss a game. I used to, never miss it. I didn't really care if I miss games here now.
No, yeah.
And that's worrying for me because I'm like, my whole entire life, I've been obsessed with West Ham. I mean, look, fucking hell, I've been obsessed with West Ham and I don't care if I don't go anymore. But I still renew. And I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I put myself through it, mate. I really don't. So,
well, as you said, it's because we love the football club.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But look, I'm sure you have as well. I've moved on from that, and life goes on.
Yeah, I've moved on from it. It still, as I said, it still haunts me a bit though. It still niggles away at me a little bit because I do feel like there's just a little bit of unfinished business there with certain things. But sometimes you just have to grow up and just move on with stuff.
Yeah,
so
100%, mate.
But what I am going to say is, so towards the end of the season. Well, it's the last game of the season. We've got Leeds. Now, that could actually go down to the wire. How do you see that going if it's between us and Leeds? I've been
saying it for weeks, mate. If you offered me now 4 points from safety on the last game of the season, I'll take that because that Leeds game, if we have to go into that game needing a result, I don't know, mate, because I don't want it to get down that situation because I'd hate to see us relegated on the last game of the season at home.
Do you know what's funny as well? Everton have got Tottenham last game of the season.
Yeah.
So Moyes could send them down. Imagine that.
We'll all love Moyes again.
Moyes sending them down. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's gonna go right to the wire, I think. As I said, I just hope we're clear on the last game of the season and we don't need a result because look, people forget like Leeds were clear of us a few weeks ago. We're only 3 points behind them now. We've dragged them right back into it. So I don't even want to think about it because it will be the most nerve-wracking. I probably wouldn't watch it.
Do you think they're worried about us, the teams around us?
Yeah.
You do, yeah?
Yeah, massively. Yeah.
It's a difficult one, really, because after the cup game against Brentford, you see the togetherness with the team. Like, absolutely unbelievable. And that is the first time that I've seen that this season.
Yeah.
And they must be looking at that and thinking, fucking, we're banging trouble here.
Yeah.
All the teams around us.
Yeah, when they look at how clear they were 5 or 6 weeks ago to now, we've dragged ourselves back into it. And when I watched Tottenham, they got nothing. They got no fighters in that team. They look lost. They got a manager who probably don't want to be there. I know they've got players coming back, but none of them are up to match fitness. So it's going to take weeks for them to get back up to match fitness. When I watch us, I see fighters. When I watch Forest, I see fighters in their team and good players. So I think it'd be a good thing for football if Tottenham go down, to be honest. I think everyone would love it. It'd be brilliant to see.
Do you know what? I would absolutely love it if they went down purely because I think their fan base deserve it because they're the most arrogant bunch of people that I think I've ever met in my life, along with Arsenal. Now, I hate Arsenal, right? I absolutely hate them, but I hate Tottenham because I'm human.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if they, I don't know though, I'd love it if they went down, but there's not really, that's another big game missing though, isn't it, from the Premier League for West Ham? And I do like playing them because we do get results against them.
It could get replaced with Millwall because the way they're playing,
I know,
they could get promoted.
Imagine that, Tottenham down and Millwall up. Fucking hell. But a lot of Spurs fans at the moment, they still think they're going to get Pochettino if they go down. Because I don't know if you watched the Champions League game on Monday night.
Oh, with him on the plane?
Yeah, he was on the plane with the Tottenham fans and he's all waving at them and they're all smiling. And the thing is, though, if they go down, I don't think they'll come straight back up. I don't think they will, right?
No, I don't know. There'll be an attractive club, wouldn't they, in the Championship because everyone will. Do you know what though? It could be where everyone wants to beat them. It'll be like a cup final for most of them teams going to the Tottenham Stadium. So, but look, do you know what? We're still in a relegation zone, so I don't want to get too far ahead. I know. If Tottenham do pick up a few results, then I think they'll be all right. But the way I've seen, even last night in the Champions League, when against Atletico Madrid, their goalkeeper was shocking. Subbed off after 15 minutes. They just look a shambles. But yeah,
there's no togetherness there.
I can't really laugh at them too much because we're still in a relegation zone. As soon as we get out,
do you know what though? I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
and I really want to allow ourselves to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But you do also get the harsh reminder that the reality is we are still third from bottom.
Yeah.
So, but we've been in the bottom for 192 days now.
I think we're
come out of it for an hour, didn't we?
I think it's 14 minutes. It was 14 minutes we were out there. The air was fresher.
Yeah.
The grass was greener.
Yeah.
And then Forest equalised.
At the bottom three.
And we went back in. But yeah, it's been a mad season. It's been a mad season. But I'm just glad we've given ourselves a fighting chance.
Yeah.
I said when we done a post-match pint about 6 or 7 weeks ago, just before the QPR game, and we got ourselves in this good run of form, I said I just want to be like a boxer. I want to be a boxer that just gets to the 12th round, gives us a fighting chance. Don't
Second
want to
wind.
Yeah. Don't want to lose it in the face off. I don't want to be, the ring walk. I want to be in that fight for 12 rounds, and I want to give us a fighting chance. As long as we go down swinging and giving it a go, that's all you can ask for, and we have. So fair play to them.
So what about next season? And if we stay up, what's going to happen next season? Because we've got no money to spend.
Yeah, no money to spend, but I think there is a good core of players there, but as you said, with the financial stuff, we might have to lose players. I personally don't think we'll sell Bowen. Even if we go down, I think Bowen stays for one season.
I was getting voice notes left, right. This was last week, right? Voice notes left, right and centre saying, even if we stay up, Fernandes has to be sold. Bowen has to be sold. Somerville has to be sold. This one has to be sold. And I'm thinking, well, we might as well fucking go down there then. There's no point in staying up this season and then going into next summer fucking having a fire sale and then relying on the kids. Do you know what I mean? Because I think we'll probably finish bottom and just do another Ipswich. So
no, I do think Bowen would stay for at least one season.
I do, yeah.
I think he would, and he loves the football club, and he won't want to end on a relegation. So. Yeah, but it is worrying because when you say they're like selling Fernandes, Somerville, Tadibo, I think, Wan-Bissaka, Diouf, there are a good core of players there, which is worrying. But I think if we did stay up, I think Nuno's the sort of manager that could work with whatever he's got, because I have seen improvements in Nuno. I know he wasn't my first choice when he come in.
And Paco as well.
Yeah, I was a bit worried. But now he's come in, he wasn't giving his own backroom staff, and no disrespect to Steve Potts and Mark Robson, who are great coaches, by the way, and I'm glad to see them involved. Nuno still needed what he knows and what he's worked with. You look, when Moisey come in, he went out and got Pearce, Nolan, McKinley and all them. It's because he's comfortable around them and they're good people. So yeah, I do trust that Nuno would sort of, whatever he's given, he'll make it work. And I think there's good enough youngsters to come through. I mean, Kante the other night, I know you said he didn't see the game, but he was unreal.
He was like Chieti. Yeah.
He reminds me of Yaya Toure.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me of. He's not at that level yet. I'm not comparing him, but that's what he reminds me of.
Yeah. Yeah, because I see, as I said, sadly I missed the game because I had a few issues at home. But I watched the highlights and he reminded me of Chieti. Do you remember when we first had Chieti when he was at the club and he was just fucking running rings around everyone? Yeah. So that's a player we've got on our hands there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And obviously you look at some of the youngsters that have come through this season, Ollie Scholes, Potts, they will do well. They'll be the future of West Ham. And we grew up in an era where we loved seeing youngsters come through. The Academy of Football. We was lucky enough to see, the likes of Joe Cole, Rio, even whatever you think of him, Lampard. We see all that. So,
well, people take the piss out of us for that as well when we call ourselves the Academy of Football. But at the end of the day, we have produced some of the best kids in the Premier League era. Yeah. When you think about it, really.
Well, so how many of our kids have gone on to play for England in World Cups?
Exactly. Yeah.
Win Champions League, win Premier Leagues,
well,
FA Cups.
Look at
Declan now. Like, whatever people think of Declan Rice, he's an unbelievable footballer.
I think he's the best to come out of our academy. I know he's not achieved what the likes of Lampard and Joe Cole and Rio achieved, but I'm talking for raw talent. When he first broke into our team, I thought, fucking mate, we've got £100 million player here. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but that's going to lead me on to this. So I actually asked Rick this question a couple of weeks ago. When we play Arsenal, because they're coming in May, right? How do you think Dec's going to feel in that game? Because again, we could still be in the same position we're in. Arsenal could still be top. They could win the league. We could go down. How do you think he's going to feel in that game?
I mean,
a different opinion and a different perspective.
Yeah,
because we know Dec and Dec's.
He loves the club.
He loves West Ham.
Whatever
He
people
does.
think of him, he loves the club. I see a video of him the other day at an award ceremony, and I think it was classic football shirts. Give him a West Ham shirt to hold up. It was the
final
league,
shirt. Yeah.
And he held it up. You know, he always comments on Instagram and likes photos and things like that. He loves the football club. But on that day, he's an Arsenal player and he has to do what's best for Arsenal. And look, if they won and that game did put us down or whatever, it'd be heartbroken. I think he would, because we was lucky enough when we was travelling around Europe, we got to know his brother Connor really well. We used to see him at most away games and we'd stay with him and spend time with him. And that's how I actually got my tickets for Alkmaar. I probably shouldn't be saying this. Deck's not at a fucking football club anymore. But me and Nicky went out to Alkmaar in a semi-final. We didn't have a ticket. I think it was only about 500. And we was sorted out and Declan sorted us the 2 tickets out, which,
What I'm going to say about Deck is, I love Deck. Right, I think he's a fantastic footballer. I think he's a great lad as well, because I've met Deck on quite a few occasions. He does love West Ham. Yeah. Honestly, he does. The way Harry left was respectful and he didn't really tread on anyone's toes, didn't upset anyone. But I think the bugbear with our fan base is, why have you gone to Arsenal? Now, look, they're not directly a rival. They're not like a Spurs or a Millwall or anyone that's sort of on our level. But why have you gone there? I think that's the bugbear.
I think that it was his only choice at the time.
Yeah, I think you could be right.
I think that there was a couple of other clubs involved, but Arsenal were the only ones that could pay the money up front. And I think that's why West Ham dealt with Arsenal.
It's the only player they've signed from us, by the way.
Yeah, and we had offered them.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking 30 of them players. But no, look, I've never wished Deck bad luck, but whenever we play him, obviously I want him to have a bad game. Bit like when he come back, his first game, and we beat him in the cup. And do you remember when we beat him at the Emirates and he gave away a penalty as well, and it weren't going well for him, but then he played against us. They beat us 6-0 and he scored a screamer in the top corner. Well,
it was a bit like Lampard, wasn't it? Yeah. Lampard just couldn't really find his feet against us when he first started coming back, and then the shackles are off and he was just smashing them in, wasn't he?
Yeah, but look, as we know, it's when you see like Declan, especially when he played for us, playing for England, it was pride, you know.
I loved him, mate. I did. He wants to come back to West Ham, didn't he?
He will come back.
I think he'll finish his career.
Yeah. Hopefully when he's not in his like late 30s, but it'd be nice to get him back just to have a couple more seasons. You know, hopefully the only trophy he ever wins is the Conference League trophy.
Well, do you know what? I love winding up their fans because I've got loads of mates that are Arsenal fans. Have you heard of Crazy Ginger Cabby? You heard of him? Yeah. So I went to school with him. Okay. So he's a good mate of mine, Aaron, and he's coming on here for the Arsenal preview. So that'd be fun. But I always wind them up and say, if you go on Deck's profile on Instagram, I said that fucking pinned one on the grid of him with a conference trophy is going to be there for the next 10 years, mate. He ain't winning nothing with Arsenal. Yeah. So
he gives us some great times, some great memories. I know whatever people thought of David Moyes, I actually enjoyed. I didn't mind David Moyes.
Yeah, I did.
I thought David Moyes just give us a bit of stability. You know, I think if David Moyes was in charge now, we wouldn't be in this situation. You know, people forget. Someone said to me the other week, they was going, his last season, we nearly got relegated. I went, no, we didn't. We finished 9th and got Europa League quarter-final. That was his last season. I said, the season we won the Conference League, yes, we were around the bottom of the table, but we was concentrating on Europe. We was never going to go down that season. You know?
Well, look at it historically. Spurs last season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, the cracks are showing now. That papered over the cracks like what we said at the time, but you've won a trophy. And I'm not being funny. They don't come around often when you're a West Ham supporter. In my time supporting West Ham, I've seen 2 playoff wins, which, don't get me wrong, were fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I've seen 1 FA Cup final, and I've seen the, which we didn't win, and I've seen the Conference League and the Intertoto. Throw that in there as well.
Yeah.
Which is still more than Arsenal.
Mate, I still count Betway Cups. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd win the Asia Cup in 2019, to be honest with you. I was gutted when we got knocked out.
But look, they were great days, you know, under Moyes all around Europe. You know,
I loved it, mate.
They were the best days, you know, and we had a good team there as well, and we had a good core. And you know, like when you see the video the other night, the players in the dressing room, it reminded me of, You know, the players in the dressing room when we beat Alkmaar in the semi
Yeah,
final.
Nobes was there with the
Nobes
bottles.
with a crate of beer. Danny Ings throwing Scotch eggs at people, and that's what you want to see from your team, you know. And it's been good, and I just hope, mate, that we do stay out this season.
Well, it's moments in football, ain't it? You know what I mean? Because as I said, you know, you go to work all week. You know, that's your release every weekend. You spend your hard-earned money going to football. The older you get, the more you realise it is all about moments, ain't it?
Yeah.
So if someone said to me tomorrow, right, you're winning the FA Cup, but you're going down, I'm taking it like that. I'm taking it like that.
Yeah, no, it's like the Conference League, mate. I know when we spoke about the parade, and I was gutted that I weren't there, but I would never swap that moment being behind that goal when Bowen went through, and then watching Rice lift that trophy for anything. So I had that moment. The fans that weren't there, that was their moment.
Do you know what's funny about that night? Is I went with my dad, because again, this is something that me and my dad have always done. And I was stone cold sober. I didn't want to drink because I thought to myself, I want to remember this, because the FA Cup final 2000, I don't remember it, mate, because I was so pissed.
Yeah.
But I don't really remember much from the conference final. It's just the weirdest thing. I remember seeing Bowen go through. I don't remember seeing the pass from Paquetá. So when I watch it, which I often do still because I want to relive that moment, I don't remember it in real time. I don't. It's the strangest thing.
Yeah, it's mad because when we won the game, I'm the same. I didn't want to. So I was drinking during the day, but then there was a point where I stopped because I wanted to go to the game, enjoy it, remember everything. And yeah, you remember bits and pieces from the game. But I remember afterwards, I didn't actually cry.
I
felt this is the thing.
I did. Yeah.
It was the next day. It was the next day I got emotional and cried because I was watching the videos back, and then I was watching like the videos from the parade that people would, and then that's when I got emotional. But on the night, I was happy. I was over the moon, but I think I was just so drained. I don't even think I could get a tear out. But I remember looking around and seeing people crying, and then I remember the players coming over with a trophy, and whatever you think about the competition, it's a trophy.
It's a major
and we
trophy.
haven't seen,
I don't care what anyone says.
We haven't seen a major trophy since, 1980 was the last time. So we haven't seen it in our lifetimes. But yeah, I couldn't get emotional, but the next day I did. Yeah. And every time I watch it now, I get goosebumps. Every time I see that goal back when the commentator, Bowen, it's up for grabs now. And when that ball hits the back of the net,
that's their version of they think it's all over, ain't it? So
because I'm like, quick story from like the final in Prague. So I obviously, me and Nikki got our tickets. My wife at the time had a season ticket, but because of her job, she couldn't come out there because she couldn't get the time off. So I had a spare ticket. Now they were going for thousands, weren't they?
Yeah, thousands.
You know, you could have sold it. One of my mates who I grew up with, you know, I know he never had a ticket, but he was going out there. And I've still got the voice notes on my phone now. I remember saying to him, I went, I got your ticket, mate. And he was like, fuck off. I went, yeah, mate, I've got your ticket. You can have it. He went, how much do you want for it? I went, nothing. I think it cost me €45. I went, I don't want nothing for it, mate. I said, at the end of the day, like, you're a mate of mine, you know, I want you there. I want you to experience it. Yeah. And I remember, because he flew out a few hours later than me in Prague, and he turned up and he was like fucking tears, fucking 2 pina coladas in his hand. He was buzzing. And when you look back now, when that famous photo of Bowen scoring, my mate's in that photo because he was like 6 rows from the front behind that goal.
That's where the families were, weren't it? Yeah.
And it's just, I was so happy that I could do that for someone. And people were saying, "Oh, you're mad. You could have." So I said, "What am I going to do with that?" Like, yeah, you get a couple of grand for it, but you spend that, you spunk that on shit.
Well, the trouble is if you'd have sold that for say 2 or 3 grand, for example, you would have spent that. Yeah, would you remember what you spent it on?
Exactly.
But this is a memory for life. You've given something to a fellow West Ham fan who you've grown up with.
Yeah. I mean, when I was out of work, I was going to ask him for that 45 fucking years. But no, listen.
I'll do it for 40.
It was like, even being in the square before the day of the game and just seeing so many people that you've grown up with,
buzzing,
all living in that moment, all there for one reason, just to hopefully see West Ham lift that trophy. And we did. And that's a moment I'll never forget.
Do you know what's funny? When I was there, I met up with a couple of people. Again, I keep on saying it. I went with my dad, and my dad's not really much of a drinker, so he keeps himself to himself. He's one of them. But I did meet up with a couple of people, and I did see people there that I've never really seen eye to eye with in the past, like through West Ham social media or whatever. But it's like, I'm not going to say it's like we were mates, but like you said, we was all there for the same reason. And it felt like the old West Ham was back again, right? We're here for the team. We're here for the same reasons. We're here for the same emotions. And it was just like, you right, mate? It was like a nod.
No,
you know
I had the same thing. And
I talk to them now. So.
I said, like, when you do this social media, there's a lot of jealous people in there, and there's a lot of people that...
I don't know why, though. I never understand it.
I don't get it. Like, I never understand it. It's like when I see people, like, acting, like, on social media, like they're some sort of celebrity, and like, I'm like, mate, you're not. You sit behind a camera talking about West Ham. You're not fucking...
Well, my missus describes it as, it's a bunch of blokes in their 40s in a who's got the biggest dick competition.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
and she
spot
fucking
on.
nailed it. Yeah.
It is spot on, because I'm like... Literally, if you go back 10 years ago and watch the first post-match pint and you watch me now, there is no difference between me. Apart from me airline and me gut, there's...
Fucking hell, yours is better than mine, mate.
I'll get in the
I've had a transplant and everything
I'm
I have.
getting the wing backs. But no, it is. I'm the same person on camera, off camera. I'm exactly the same. I will talk to anyone. I'll have time for anyone. I'm no different. You know, I'm not someone that... I'm not a flash person.
Yeah.
You know, you'll get people that like you and don't like you, but I'll try to get on with as many people as I can. I'll talk to anyone. If people stop me, there's been times, especially when we used to go out after games, like when my wife used to come with me, we'd be in a pub, just having a quiet drink.
Didn't someone try to clump you at Swansea as well once of something to do with that? Have I got that right? Or?
No, it weren't me. No, it was there was an
someone else.
There was an incident at Tottenham away. But I won't talk about that. Just
goes without saying there, doesn't it?
But there was an incident top away. But we used to, you'd be in a pub and someone would come over to you and whatever the result, they're like, oh, fucking hell, I was going, and they're talking to me like I'm in charge of the team and all that. And like, you could see like your missus gets the hump with it and all that. But I will literally talk to her. We went out when was it?
You're like the noble of social media.
Yeah. When we go? When we lost to Liverpool away. So I obviously didn't go to the game, but that night we went out something to eat and we went to go and watch the new Elvis film.
Yeah.
Right. So we're in Basildon and went and got something to eat, sitting there. I could see like a couple of blokes looking at me and I'm thinking, you know, your back goes, you think, what's going on here?
Yeah, what are you looking at?
And then they're like, are you Ryan Archer, West Ham Fan TV? I go, yeah. They go, oh, fucking. And then sitting there talking to them, having a good chat. Went to the cinema, watched the film. Next day filmed post-match pint, I think it was. There's a comment in there. Hello, Ryan, did you enjoy the Elvis film last night? I was sitting in the same row as you. And I was like,
do you want to say hello?
It's mad because like, it is, I know people see you and like, because you get it sometimes, people are like nervous to talk to you. I'm like, why? I'm not.
You're just a bloke.
No, I'm just a bloke who just, as your missus says, all in our 40s and But it's it is, and look, I wouldn't change anything. As I said, West Ham Fan TV has given me great opportunities to meet people, to go to certain things, events, and meet ex-players that I'm now call friends. You know, so good.
Closing the show, right then. What is the plans for West Ham Fan TV moving forwards? Is there anything you want to plug? You got any new features or anything like that coming up?
I think it's just sort of like the same, you know. You try to make it grow, but what do you do? Because everyone does the same thing now, didn't they? There's things like me personally that I want to try to do more. Funny enough, and like, don't laugh at me with this, right? So it's actually a year ago today, right? So I always wanted to be in a film. Always wanted to be in a film. Since I was a kid, just wanted to be in a film. This time last year, I was in the new Rise of the Foot Soldier film that's due out in a few months.
I was in Rise of the Foot Soldier too.
Only as an extra or supporting artist, you got to call them now. I got fucking told off for saying extra. But what a great experience, because I am a big fan of the franchise. So to be there and watch Craig Fairbrass, you know, all of them, Nick Nevin, the director, doing what they do. And we was only meant to be there for 3 days. We was filming, so it was called, it was Rise of the Foot Soldier Ibiza, but they've changed the name of it now. We was doing a fucking... What are you laughing at?
No, I'm just smiling. I can see how proud you are of it.
No, do you know what? Because it's something I went to do. It was good. It was a good experience. And then, like, we was in the fucking green room after and there was a bloke walking around with a fucking iPad. and it had my face circled. And I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, what have I done now?
Did you get a line?
I said to me, mate, what have I done now? They went, oh, can you come back tomorrow? I was like, yeah, why? They went, oh, we want to film another scene. They want you to play a fucking, like a detective. And I was like, for fuck's sake. I went, what do I mean? No, they went, no, so you're going to have the main detective and you're going to be just interviewing a bouncer in the club. Like, because there's been a murder in a club in Spain. So my mate was with me. I said, oh, can he come back as well? They went, yeah. So next day we're in the fucking place in Southend where we filmed it. And they've took my mate away. He's come back and he's got a beret on, like Spanish old bill. I thought, oh, fuck. What are they going to put me in? So I went back and they put me in a suit. I thought, happy days.
Perfect.
But as I was in there, Ross McCall come in, who was in Green Street, who played Dave in Green Street. And he was playing the main detective. So he's walked in and like he's got like a really weird American Scottish twang accent. So he's come in. I looked at him. I went, you part of the famous GSE?
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope you dropped that one on him.
And he went, yeah, like that. I was like, oh, mate.
Yeah, I am actually.
No, look, so that's something that like, I'm not sitting here saying I'm a fucking actor, but to do more, do a bit more of
the
that.
journey though, mate. You know
because honestly, it was such a good experience, you know. Yeah. I remember being in that club, filming a rave scene at 9 o'clock in the morning. They had cameras everywhere, drones flying over our head, like, and it was just such a great experience. And, yeah, it was something that come up and I enjoyed it. And the film's actually finished now. They're doing it in Cannes in May. And then I think it comes out here in July, August time. Yeah. So look, I might not even fucking be in any scenes, but we filmed quite a lot of scenes. I was in passport control behind Pat Tate, Craig Fairbrass, flying back from Marble.
He's a big bloke, isn't he?
Yeah. Brilliant bloke, those.
Yeah.
They were all good.
Does he support West Ham, Craig Fairbrass?
No, I don't know. I don't really think he's into football.
Because he's one of them actors, isn't he, where, you know, he plays hard man and he's a bit of an Eastender, isn't he, as well? You think, do you support West Ham? Like, I've never really had the opportunity to kind of meet him and ask him that. Yeah,
but no, he was a brilliant bloke, and I've got some good photos on my phone from that day or them 3 days. So it was a brilliant experience. But yeah, like that's something like maybe might do. I know they're making another Green Street, which is
another one.
No, but this is being directed by Adam Loveday and Nick Nevin.
Oh, wow.
And I think, because in this new film, I didn't film with them, but you got Tamir Hassan in it. You got the bloke from Green Street that played.
This is Rise of the new Rise of the Foot Soldier.
There's quite a few good actors in it. So, yeah, it's going to be I hope it's going to be a good film. I'm looking forward to it. But as I said, I'm a massive fan of the franchise, and it was a great experience for me to see them all doing their work. But yeah, as for the future, like me personally, I'm getting more into doing events now. So I'd like to do more events. You know, I've always saying that I've wanted to do and been given a good opportunity now to do some more. So yeah. And yeah, hopefully I'm still involved with West Ham Fan TV and hopefully it grows, mate.
Well, you said you're a big fan of the Rise of the Foot Soldier franchise. Did you see me in the second one or not?
I remember that's the one when Colin goes to Holland, isn't it? Is it that one?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think so. Did you not see me in that one?
No, what was you?
I didn't see me in it either. Because it was at the Bowling Ground. That's the scene that I was in.
Yeah.
There's one scene where Colton walks into the... this is the actor, so Ricky Harnett. He walks into the box. That was a scene we're all in a box. So it was meant to be the ICF. Fucking me and the ICF, do you know what I mean?
I remember the scene. That's near to the end of the film, isn't it?
Yeah, so I was standing up by the glass where you can see the pitch, right? And literally all you see is me do this, literally a split second. That's it, with a bottle. That's my pathetic claim to fame, mate.
No one can take that away from me.
No one can take that away from me. I'm in Rise of the Foot Soldier.
This is what I said to Ross McCall. I went to him, do you know what? I've been in a film with you before. And he looked at me, he went, really? I went, yeah. He went, what film? I went, Green Street. He looked at me again. I went, yeah, I was in the crowd scene when we played Gillingham that day. I was in the crowd. So I said, if that won an Oscar, I would have told people I was an Oscar-winning fucking performance. But yeah, no, look, it's, you know, when I was telling people were laughing and sort of trying to mug you off of it. I'm like, look, if that's not what you want to do,
yeah, exactly,
don't fucking do it.
Do you know what? I think we should start the intro again because I can introduce him as a film star now. So
wait
Hollywood
for the film
actor.
Wait
Hollywood
for the film
actor.
to come out.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, look, it's all about life. You only live once.
Yeah.
There was a few things I wanted to do. You know, when you get to 40, you think, right, I want to do loads of stuff. And I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go for it. And the opportunity come up. And it was 4 days that honestly filmed in Southend that I'll never forget. It's meant to be set in Ibiza. It's really in Southend.
Perfect. It's a city now, ain't it?
Well,
So
it was great for me because it was only 3 stops on the fucking C2C. So it was perfect for me.
did you wear a West Ham shirt or not?
Huh?
Did you wear a West Ham shirt or not?
Nah. Even once again, do you know, the mad thing is, when the first day I turned up, walked down, and it was weird because they said, right, you got to film dancing. So they played the music and then the music stopped, but you got to carry on. And you think, I feel like a right wanker here. And then as I looked down, Jack Sullivan and his brother Dave Sullivan were there.
Were they dancing?
No, they weren't dancing.
No?
One of their mates was sort of in the film. And I was thinking, for fuck's sake, I hope they don't see me because they'll probably want to chuck me out. Fucking. But look, great.
Like the Scarface game. Did you ever play that on a PS2? Scarface game? No. There's a scene on the game where you go into the club, and it's based on the film, obviously. And the music's playing, and then you can dance with a bird like on the game, and then the music stops and you're still dancing. So I thought maybe it would have been similar to that, but
look, for me, I don't know, maybe more stuff on YouTube.
Yeah,
I've sort of hold myself back really because. I don't know why. I don't suppose it's confidence. I just think I've just always sort of held myself back. I think if I did put a bit more into it, I could probably do more stuff. But I'm just happy with what I do. I'm happy going on, talking a little bit about West Ham. Some people want a life out of it. Some people want a career.
Yeah. You're just enjoying it.
Yeah, I just enjoy it. If I can earn a little bit of money out of it, just help pay for nights out.
I think that's important really, ain't it? I mean, the dream when you do stuff like this, the dream is you do want to sort of make it your living because you could have 10 people in a room and 9 of them would say they don't enjoy what they do for a living. Yeah, like this is in whatever sector it is that they work in. But to do something like this, it can be draining because I'm practically doing this on my own, like hosting and stuff like that. So and I've never really sort of done it before. Do you know what I mean? I've done it back in the day with the old stuff, as you know.
Yeah.
But I've never really done it as sort of like a lone soldier. So I still am learning on the job. I'm not afraid to admit that because I don't have an ego, as I keep on saying to you. But what I will say about you is when you've got West Ham Fan TV, I kind of look at it like there's characters. Do you know what I mean? Like different characters. Yeah. Now, I love it when Nicky and Dan argue because they're at it like a dog with a bone and you're just sitting there like this.
I love it.
And I always look at you. You're literally just sitting there like that, just watching it all unfold.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Yeah,
it does. They've had some big rows over the last few weeks, and sometimes, and people might not notice it, but I try to set that up and then sit
for
back
entertainment
and watch.
You throw the grenade, didn't you?
Yeah,
and then watch it explode.
But look, even when we argue or whatever, I've had blazing rows with Nicky on there. Scott's had blazing rows. Everyone's had blazing rows before, but at the end of the day, we all come off and it's it's all forgotten about because there's no point carrying it on. Might carry on for a couple of hours after, but it's at the end of the day, we're all doing it because we love the football club and we enjoy doing it. As you said, it does get draining sometimes. Sometimes you think, I can't be bothered. There has been times where I think, I'm not going on tonight. I'm not in the mood, but. Yeah, it's
But the thing is, though, you never regret making that decision. Do you know what I mean? No. So there's been a couple of times in the past where I'm like, should I cancel? And like my mind's playing tricks on me, and I'm thinking, I just can't be able to do it tonight. And then I force myself to do it, and then I'll never regret the decision. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, fuck, I'm so glad I've done that now.
Sometimes when you're not looking forward to doing it, they end up being the best shows.
Yeah.
But look, we're just trying to continue to grow. As you know, there's a lot more YouTube channels about now than there was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So people think it's easy. Like I've seen so many people start up a YouTube channel, do a couple of weeks, they're not getting the subscribers, they're not getting the views, and then they stop because that's all they're worried about is the views. But if you just enjoy it and you're good, you'll get the subscribers, you'll get the views, It's like, as I said, I've seen some YouTubers who do the West Ham game that they have hardly got any subscribers and they think they're the fucking voice of West Ham and they're celebrities and that, and that's why they don't do well. But when you do it and you continue to do it, you do get better. I've seen a lot of YouTube channels that have started over the last few years, and some of them are really good. I watch them more than I watch ours sometimes, because I like hearing different people's views, because I want to think, are they thinking the same as me?
Yeah.
And then like you might say something and I think, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But then you might hear something I'm saying the same thing.
That's what I love about West Ham Fan TV, because you've all got different opinions. Like I see you as the voice of reason. I see Nicky as the passionate one. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he loses his nut, doesn't he, Nicky, because he's so passionate. I see Dan as the one that likes to challenge everyone's opinion, and you've got Scott, who's just like the brains of fucking football, isn't he? So you're all different like characters. You know what I mean?
Can you
so
edit that bit out? Scott ain't the brains of football. No, he is. Yeah. And then you got Graham, who we
Graham
miss
as
on
well.
now. I love Graham.
Yeah,
I see him
Graham
all the time.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing well in life. You know, he's moved on. He's got a new missus.
What a lovely fella.
Yeah,
Graham is.
honestly, I love him. I'm trying to meet up with him every couple of weeks for a beer. We talk all the time. I wish he'd come back on, but I just don't think it's his sort of thing anymore. But hopefully we might get a cameo from him at one point this season.
I hope so. I love Graham. I met him a few times with you boys, and he's just like the nicest, softest, just bloke I think I've ever met.
Yeah, I'm very protective over Graham.
Yeah.
I love him.
Eyebrows.
Yeah. Don't. He's still got them. They're getting bigger by the day.
Yeah.
But he's in a good place now, which is good. So
good for him.
Yeah.
Well done, Graham. Well done, mate. Ryan, it's been absolutely wonderful having you on, mate. It's been a great chat. I knew it was going to be before you came anyway, even though I promised you that I was going to ring you, and I didn't.
Nah.
But here we are. It's been brilliant, mate.
Mate, listen, it's good to see you back doing this as well.
No,
Keep
thanks,
up the
mate.
good
I
work,
appreciate
mate.
that. Thank you so
And
much.
thank you for having me on.
And the director as well.
Brilliant director. He definitely ain't the age he
I'll be
says.
fucked without
he looks
him.
a lot younger.
I'll be fucked without
He's
him.
doing well. I love that Fila retro top as well.
Oh yeah, that's a great.
I love that.
Right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because it really, really helps the channel out. And there's one thing left to say. Come on, your irons.